team moves into first place, but no one's real happy about it.
No, I mean it's one of those games that was they got the better of us most of the night, and we had some more shots than they did, but it wasn't quality shots, and and we didn't get the result. So obviously it's not as we're not as happy as we'd like to.
It's not an excuse, but this time of year where you're in the midst of a schedule right now where it's every other night, and, things are starting to get heavy as far as that goes. It's just inevitable. You're not going to have, the best legs ever every single night.
Yeah, tonight was one of those nights that we didn't have our legs, but at the same time you have to have your head, I guess, and be focused. And when you know that your legs are not at your best, you gotta try to be a little smarter with the puck and take care of it a little bit more.
What happened for you in overtime that allowed them to get that?
I mean, it was a tough read on my part, I guess, when the goalie had the puck, and their guy went for a change. I tried to go at the same time as him to hurry, and got caught in between.
Claude said that you guys had talked about that play too. It was just a brain cramp, or?
No, I mean, it wasn't the goalie that went up the ice, right? It was a D-man. So I went to the D-man. So as soon as he moved that puck to someone else in their zone, I thought, I had time to go. So.
Seems to be an awful lot of strategy for only six skaters on the ice, but the last game shows it was, and I guess that was the play for them too.
Yeah, they excuse me, you have to come up with some setup plays, I guess, and that was a good play by them, and a mistake by me, I guess.
Tuukka was saying he's tired of 3-on-3.
Yeah, well, it's part of the game, I guess, and you got to make the best of it.
Why do you think you guys are taking it to overtime the last 4 games and aren't getting the job finished in regulation?
I don't know. I mean, we have to find a way to, take care of business, I guess, especially in regulation. When that happens, I guess in the third, sometimes no one wants to make the mistakes on both sides, and that's where I guess you play kind of. There's not as much space on both sides, I guess, and that's teams that want to go to overtime, I guess, to get the extra point.
They're a good forechecking team. It's hard to get the puck out against them. They're really scrappy and relentless. But the coach seemed to think that it was more what you guys weren't doing than what they were doing. What do you think?
Well, we didn't play at our best, definitely. But, the thing with this league nowadays is that there are no easy games. Every team's good. Every team is skill and speed. And you really have to be on top of your game to be able to win the games. And, you could tell we were a little tired out there today. We didn't have our skating legs and made some plays that were a little characteristic for us maybe and resulted as a point.
The team moves into first place, but no one's happy about it.
What's that?
The team moves into first place, but no one's happy about it.
Oh,
Because
did
the other
we?
teams
Oh,
have-
Tampa didn't play
The other
that?
teams have 2 games in hand, so
Yeah,
you're in
well,
first place, but you're not happy.
yeah, well, you know what, we don't want to get caught, just standing there or staring at the standings because that won't do any good for us. I think we just have to focus on our game and improve like we have whole season. We just try to plug away and get our game to a level where we think it needs to be in order to make the playoffs and move on in the playoffs. So, but we'll take it.
Not an excuse, but are you starting to feel like in the team-wide, just during the grind, playing every other day, and the schedule's kind of been bearing down a little bit lately?
It has been busy, but so it is like that for everybody. I don't think, we felt good. Obviously, we had a tough trip there, 2 overtime games, and coming home, and it was very hot out there today. I felt cramping up and very sluggish, but it's the same for everybody, and we just have to manage our rest and make sure we're sharp when it's game time because it's not going to get any easier.
When you go to another overtime.
Why do you think it's gone to overtime the last 4 games and you guys haven't been able to finish them?
Goals are hard to come by right now, and I think defensively every team kind of pulls it together at the later half of the season. So I think it's just tough sometimes, and especially teams are trying to get points. So maybe at the end of games they're a little bit tighter and trying to push it to overtime. And unfortunately, that's not the right mentality to win hockey games. And we just got to make sure we capitalize when we get those chances in overtime.
It's this kind of a bittersweet result for you guys moving into first place but still losing the game.
Yeah, it's not what we want. We're trying to take steps forward as a group and mature together. And I think we had a chance to take another step forward tonight, and unfortunately we didn't. Like you said, bright side of things, you get a point, you move up, and we got to continue this thing and make sure we're not just in our comfort zone, and make sure we're taking advantage of these opportunities.
You mentioned Claude talked about not playing smart and not being able to make up for the lack of legs. I mean, why do you think that the smart plays weren't there tonight?
Well, that's part of it. If mentally you're sharp and mentally you're sharp, did I say that? Physically, things follow. So I think it starts with being focused before the game, and it'll bleed through your lineup. And unfortunately, we didn't have it tonight. It's just unacceptable. We didn't have our legs, and everything didn't come together for us.
You talk about comfort zone. I mean, you guys are there in first place right now. But if you look ahead, you have the Islanders, and then you got the California trip. Is it? You can't get caught looking ahead, but have you noticed the schedule and what's to come and the difficulty of it?
Yeah, we just played, 4 pretty damn good teams, and we were able to come away with, most of those points. So, we got to make sure we stick to it. And each night we're trying to get better and trying to take another step forward. And we're still growing, and a couple big tests coming up. So, we just got to make sure we're ready for the next one, and then you can look forward to that trip after this. But we have a chance to get ourselves at home another win, and we'll take care of business.
Can it have an impact to be in first place at this point in the season?
We haven't been there all year, so
Yeah.
I think to have us, whether it's a quick taste of it or not, to be there right now, it's a testimony to our group growing and sticking with it, and we got to make sure that we're still moving forward. For a while, throughout the season, it was 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and right now we're trying to make sure we can grow up and move on from that. And that was a test tonight, and we weren't able to pass it. But the good thing about it is we have another game on Saturday.
You guys always talk about keeping things even keel, but do you think there was maybe a letdown after the 2 dramatic wins on the road?
Yeah, that's part of it, and emotionally you got to make sure there's no letdown. Unfortunately, we didn't start the game with it, and if you wait too long, then you're gonna fall behind like we did. And I think you playing these big games last year was proof of that. Emotionally, you're engaged every single night, and it just wears on you and wears on you. So I think we'll take the experience we had last year playing these games and hopefully grow up from it and learn from it, and make sure we're ready to go Saturday.
David, were you thinking shot the whole way on your goal?
Well, we had the 2-on-1 middle way, and first I missed the puck coming up, so it went a little bit to the corner, and then they had a pretty good gap for the pass, so I tried to shoot and went in. That's it.
You guys are in sole possession of first place. Even though it's an overtime loss, is that a positive that you can take from this?
Yeah, definitely 1 point. Every point is very important for us, and as is for everybody. Everybody pushing for playoff, and every game is going to be really tight. And for us, it's just about keep focusing and about the details, and finish strong here.
Is it satisfying on some level, though, just given what a tough start it was for this team to now see them in first place and feel like you're starting to see some results for all the effort that's been put in?
Definitely, we're trying to get better every game as a team, and focusing, how I said, about the small details, and those things gonna be the biggest part in our like push and at the end of the season,
Yeah, it was interesting. I mean, especially so soon after getting traded. You have spent a couple years battling with those guys, and a lot of really great players and good friends over on that team. So, it's never easy, but at the same time, it's a business, and you try and put those friendships aside for the 60 minutes that you're out there, and just try and go out and get the points.
Did you expect them to come out and play the way they did? Like, was that no surprise for you?
No, it wasn't a surprise. I mean, they're a young team, but they skate really well, and they're well coached, and so we knew that they're kind of on the outside looking in right now, and they're battling pretty hard, and we knew they were going to come out that way, and they're a tough team to play against.
How did you feel out there? It just seemed the intensity was lacking a little bit compared to the games in Florida.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Early on, I thought that we were a bit on our heels, but at the same time, they they played well. They executed pretty well, and we just seemed like passes were just not quite as crisp as they needed to be early on. I thought as the game went on, we got better, especially in the third. But at the same time, we'd like to have come out of there with 2 points.
Is it a bittersweet result considering, you've gone from a team that's out of a playoff position now to a team that's moved into first place in the Atlantic?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you would have liked to have the 2 points. It's still a business, and you don't play for them anymore, so it's not easy losing the game, but that's the way it goes. We'll regroup and hopefully be ready for Saturday.
First, describe that goal from your perspective.
I saw Skinny going down on a little breakaway there, and just in case he missed, I was going to clean up the garbage. So got lucky, it came right to me, and I just tried to whack at it.
Take us back into that celebration, and in that moment, describe what kind of emotion you're feeling after that goal.
Yeah, obviously playing here is my first time, and it was a hell of an environment. So I was pretty pumped up, and yeah.
How big was this win?
Huge. We've been in every game, just working hard. Today we came out flat, but Wardo kept us in it, and our game got better as the game went on.
How impactful has Cam Ward been as of late, when you think of the last couple of games since the trade deadline?
Yeah, he's stepped up huge. Him and Jordo have been key leaders, and they've accepted that role, and they're rolling with it.
Moving forward, Buffalo on Saturday and a couple more away games. What's the biggest key for this group in pulling together and having some success as of late?
Just keep working hard, and last 2 games we haven't come out quite that strong, so that'll be the key for next game.
How about Noah's decision to leave the zone and go on the regroup? How did that kind of help you guys reset and go over the zone?
To the goalie? We practiced that a couple times. Just it slows it down, and I think it confused him a little bit. So it worked out there, and you probably see that more often going forward.
Just playing here in front of everybody.
Yeah, it was a really cool experience. It was my first game here in the NHL, and just to be able to go out there and get a win in front of all my family and friends was definitely a really cool experience.
And what did you see on the overtime goal?
Yeah, I mean, I thought we kind of running out of room there in the offensive zone, so I try to bring it out and regroup with Cam and try to get a change. And I got the puck back. I saw Jeff kind of going for a breakaway there, and just try to zip it up to him, and Phil crashing that pretty well there and got a good rebound.
How do you think it threw them off, maybe pulling out of the zone and going for the regroup?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes in a 3-on-3, it's really tiring, and if you're hemmed in the zone for a little bit, the second it gets out, you're trying to look for a change, and I kind of knew that, and when I brought it back with Cam, I was hoping they would change like they were, and that opened up Jeff there.
What did you guys as a team discuss as far as breaking through what you've seen the Bruins do in the past?
Yeah. I mean, they're a really hard-working team. They're a big physical team, and for us, we just wanted to keep the puck moving north and try to wear them out in their zone. And I think as the game progressed, we started to do that more and more.
They won again the other night on a set play in the overtime. It seems to be, considering you only have 6 players in the ice, 2 goaltenders, there's an awful lot of strategy and an awful lot of ice in the overtime.
Yeah, it's definitely different. I love it. It's a lot of fun, but I think sometimes when guys get circling in that offensive zone, you can kind of run out of room because it's a man-on-man situation. So usually if you can just use the whole ice, you can obviously create more room for yourself, and I think that's what happened there.
How many people did you have?
Oh, 50. A lot of people.